you want to be a filmmaker, you want to be a content creator, whatever, do not go to college.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to episode 5 of Aki and Friends featuring BeardedLuke. You want to say hi to everybody?
Hello, everybody. I'm so happy to be here. I never know what to do because I've been on some different podcasts, and sometimes I don't know if I'm supposed to say something immediately.
You can always say whatever you want to say. The reason I wanted to start this early is I feel like we're going to go long.
Yes.
Like
you know me.
Well, I do, but also like I've been looking forward to this particular episode of Aki and Friends for a while because I think we're gonna have some fun. I think it's gonna be a good conversation. But
I'm pumped about it.
We are gonna be playing some Destiny 2 tonight, ladies and gentlemen, because that is I don't want to say primary game that Luke plays, but it is for now at least, the primary game that Luke plays. But you've also I've watched you play Animal Crossing. You played a little bit of Apex. You played some Escape from Tarkov one time. Like you've been kind of
one time.
Oh, listen, one time I saw it. The one time. That's a game I always thought it would be fun to like hook up like a pulse a heart monitor or something.
Yeah.
And have that game freaks me out. Like it terrifies me.
Like that game's just stressful because I don't feel like my brain is big enough to understand how to play it.
Oh, absolutely.
It's like so in depth that it's like, is this a game or is this like I'm pretending this is real life? Because holy cow, it's a little. I even brought throughout this night three packs of Pokemon that we're gonna open.
We're gonna open packs of Pokemon on the stream. Let's go. That'll be fun.
So
he also has like a Pokemon store. It's Friday nights, right? You do your Pokemon.
It usually is. Lately, It hasn't been because during wedding season I have to go to bed earlier, so
that's right.
It makes it harder, but yeah.
So ladies and gentlemen in the chat, I am going to pause my alerts. I'm going to turn my overlay off for now. We'll bring everything back together afterwards. I'm even going to turn off the Stream Captain overlay for the time being, but we'll still like run battles and stuff. So you guys can place units and all that good stuff while we're chatting. And yeah, we're just going to get together, and I'm actually going to go to the tower. And Gray Bandit, if you're listening, I know you volunteered to be our kind of silent third wheel tonight, so you guys can just join on me whenever. And
heck yeah. I even switched to my hunter is already 1310. My warlock's almost there, and I hadn't touched my hunter this season. So before, whenever I was waiting to get in here, I was just getting I got my Titan from like 13. No, he was like 1250 to 1306.
Your poor neglected Titan.
Yeah.
Man, as a Titan main, it's just funny because there's so many memes about Titans in Destiny. And, I just kind of lean into it a little bit. I'm like, that's okay. I eat crayons. I have a good time. No big deal.
Yeah.
So let's start off a little bit with just like some introductions at everything. So BeardedLuke actually is somebody that I met through Susie Live. A lot of you guys in here know who Susie is. He used to play a lot of Destiny 2. He plays occasionally, but not as much as he used to. And one day he raided BeardedLuke, and so
yeah,
I don't always stick along for the raids, but that was one day that I stuck around for it, and I just kind of hung out and chilled in chat for a little bit, and I was like, you know what, I kind of like this dude. And dropped a follow and hung out in his streams for a bit. And I was just like, I actually really like this dude because it turns out like he's like a brother. And I'm like, this is super awesome. So, and now here we are. Like what? It's been like a year, hadn't it?
Yeah, I think we just hit a year of friendship because I only can tell my friendships with people on here based off how long I've been subbed to them.
Oh man, but that makes for a good time.
Yeah, it's been a year, it's been a very fun year, and I'm so thankful. I still remember that night because I thought Susie was a girl at first because it's like Susie. So I was like, "What's up, Susie? What's up, dude? I mean, dudette or whatever." I didn't want to offend anybody because it's Twitch. You never know.
What are your pronouns? Like, let's figure that out.
Yeah, and I didn't know so. And then I could he was like cracking up in there, and now that I know him, I could see his complete like him just being just.
Oh, he was probably just dying laughing. Yeah,
I love that dude. I'm so thankful he did that because it's true. Aki is one of which I called him Aki for the first 6 months of our friendship.
Everybody does it. Everybody does it.
I did it on purpose one, because I still don't know what Aki means, so you might have to.
You want me to tell you? You want me to explain
the origin?
I've
been waiting for this for you to explain.
You've been waiting for this?
Yeah.
Explain you the thing. So
Explain
Aki is short for Akihiko, and Akihiko is a character, one of the main characters in the Japanese RPG Persona 3, which is really old at this time. It's a PlayStation 2. I feel old for saying that it's really old, but it is really old at this point. But yeah, it's one of the main characters in that game, and at the time I had like really stupid screen names, and I was just like, you know what, I really like this dude, and so I'm gonna name all my online personas after this, and it kind of just has stuck since then. So
there you go. Well, that makes sense. Yeah. I love the name. I think it's sweet.
Well, thanks, man. I think names are what you make it. You know, if it has an origin story and you like it, like that's really all that matters. So. Oh
yeah, mine was literally I was at Guardian Con when it was called that. It's GCX now.
Yeah.
I was at Guardian Con, and it was right before I started streaming. I went to Guardian, and I'll just go right into it. I'll just explain why I stream.
Yeah, what is your origin story for content creation? I love hearing people's origin stories.
So we'll go for my video game content creation origin story, because I do have my other life is content creation, just in a different realm.
Yeah, he creates a lot of content. You guys don't even know. We'll get into that in a bit.
But the video game thing started. So I the only person I ever watched on Twitch before I streamed on Twitch was King Italian.
Yeah,
and that's when he was on Twitch. I wish he was still on Twitch. He's on.
Yeah, he's on Facebook. He's one of Facebook's like lead content creators now, right?
Yes, but I watched him because I played Destiny, and I don't know. I found him, and it wasn't that long ago. It was like maybe 2 years ago I started watching Twitch. I never watched it before. I think I watched it when it was Justin TV, maybe when it first started. And
way back in the day.
And then I was like, okay, this is cool, but my phone like wasn't fast enough to run it or something. So then, anyways, zoom in. Let's just zoom to Guardian Con 2019 in Florida. I'm there for the first time. I went with my buddy. We were both just gamers, and I just saw all these people like interacting with each other, and they had like shirts on with like their logos and like these. It was like seeing little communities all like hanging out.
Sure.
And these dudes had lines, like Glad had lines of people waiting to.
Oh, I can't even imagine. Glad's line? Holy smokes.
Just so many people like, and I was like, man, this is amazing. Like these are some real communities. I thought it was just Goth. Like I thought he was it, but it wasn't obviously just him. There's tons of people. And I didn't even understand smaller communities of friends that you can make on Twitch until I started doing it. So then we're just sitting in the hotel room. I'm like, I'm going to stream on Twitch. My friend John was with me. JC Danger 92. That's his name on games. You might have played with him before, but he's the production manager at the church that I work at. So we hang out a lot, and he's like, okay, I'll help you figure out a name. I'm like, okay. I'm like thinking of all these names that are just so lame. And I'm like, I wanted to keep Luke in it because I've always had my name in my gamer tag. Like,
sure.
L Soccer was my first one. The
L Soccer.
Yeah, it was L, but it was lowercase, so everyone always called me I Soccer.
Oh no.
And then
kind of like iPhone, but I Soccer.
Yes, which would have made sense for me because I am a big Apple fanboy.
Sure.
But then Luke Car 17 was my next one, which I had for a long time, which is just my name's Luke Carmichael. So
yep. And
I don't care if that I'll give you guys my address. I don't care. I'll dox myself. But Luke Carmichael's my name. So Luke Car 17 was where that came from. And then I'm like, I want to keep it. I'm like, well, I have a beard. Like I always had a beard, and I love it, and I love beards. So BeardedLuke. We'll just try that. And then I just made the Twitch username in the hotel room. I got home and I bought a capture card. Well, actually, while we were in Florida, I bought on Amazon a capture card, like an HD60S and a Elgato Camlink, because I'm also a filmmaker. So I had all this like random gear. I'm like, let me see if I can like get all my stuff together and stream. So I used like the Elgato software that they give you, and then because I was streaming off of an iMac, and you can't at the time
Gross.
OBS didn't work with the HD60S on the iMac, so I had to use like the I had to stream straight off of the game software that Elgato gives you. But I was streaming on I was playing PS4, streaming off my iMac for a long time, probably for like 6 months.
Wow. So that's why you're a controller boy.
Yeah, I've always played. So like I never owned a PC to game on until like, well, it's probably been a year now. It's definitely been a year now, but sure. Yeah. So I never used a mouse keyboard for anything other than editing, which I do every day, all day. So like my fingers live on the left side of, or my fingers live on the right side of a keyboard rather than the left side of a keyboard.
I'm like, hands go somewhere like.
Yeah, so that's how it started. And then I started, and that's where I've made a lot of my friends, like you, for instance. It's actually insane how many really close friends I've made because of like this whole streaming thing. I've had to like, it was cool. Like COVID sucked, and it's
Absolutely.
crazy because 2019 happened. I started streaming in like July, so I streamed the second half of 2019, and then that was like where my off. So like I film weddings also for a living.
Yep.
And we have like an off season around like November until around May. That's like, it's not like I don't do anything. I just don't have a lot of like contracted work. So it just kind of worked out where I was streaming in 2019 in the second half of the year, where it rolled into when COVID happened, and then I had nothing to do all year. I still did stuff because I worked at a church and I still did contract work, but we didn't have as nearly of a busy year as we usually do. So like all of 2020, I was able to stream like 4 days a week. I met hundreds of new friends that I met, some of them in real life.
Yeah.
Some of them come to visit me.
Very recently.
Very recently. I have group messages with homies that I just love talking to every day that make my day kind of thing. So
that's awesome.
I'm pumped. I'm here with you talking, which I've been hyped about this because,
dude,
I respect you in a lot of ways, and you know that. So I'm pumped to be able to sit here and chat. And
I think it's great. You know, I'm excited too.
So yeah, that's my origin story of streaming, I guess.
Are you ready to run some strikes so we can keep talking?
Yeah, I'm ready to do whatever.
Okay, Gray Bandit, if you're listening to me, I'm about to yoink you out of your vault. Okay, good. He's moving. I don't know if you can hear me, but we're gonna go.
Yeah, I'm ready. You throw me into anything. I'm not really. I have all my stuff. I'm just gonna get the pinnacle from this, and that's all I really care about. So
sweet. I think it's Arc this week. It is Arc Singe. So there you go.
Perfect. I already have Arc on.
Look at you.
Beautiful.
So yeah, and I mean, so you've been streaming for almost 2 years now.
Yeah, I guess this summer it'll be 2 years.
That's wild.
I think July is when I started streaming.
Very cool.
And then I started doing it like pretty seriously in I don't remember. I have a hard time remembering whenever that time frame was, just because last year was such a blur.
Last year was a mess for a lot of folks, and I don't think any of us saw COVID coming and what it would do to streaming, because obviously Twitch saw a massive influx and explosion of not only content creators but just then viewers too.
Yeah.
So
just something to do.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. What do you think of my ship, by the way? I like this ship. It's kind of like subtle and understated. Mine's the black one.
I was gonna say, is it the same one as mine? Because two of us are matching.
Did you use the Hawk Moon one?
I have
That's
no
the
idea.
Hawk Moon one. It's from
I don't have the Hawk Moon one. Just kidding. Oh heck yeah, it's the Fast Strike. But yeah, yeah, almost 2 years, which is like where when you started in this kind of like same-ish time frame. Like how long has it been for you? A little less time than 2 years, right?
Yeah, I started February of last year, so I'm actually just over 1 year. How did you just get physics?
You just killed me.
Just physics, dude. I'm sorry. Oh man, that's what friends do, you know. It's
that's
okay. I took my buddy Romans, who just said that you guys were at Guardian Con at the same time, by the way, which I think is hilarious.
Oh, awesome! Like I still wear my Guardian Con emblem here. I'll put it on.
But
I usually always have it on because it's just special to me. And want to know something really sad about 2022?
What about it?
I'm not going to get to go because I have a wedding that weekend.
They're doing like a virtual one, right? Like it's not like in person.
Next year's 2022, they announced the dates.
Oh, they did already?
I'm really
Holy
hoping
smokes.
they change it. I hope they change it because I'm not free that weekend. And I know for a fact I'm going to be depressed that I'm not there.
I will be honest, my motivation to go will be a lot lower if you're not going to be there. Just saying.
I probably won't if it's that weekend. I'm going to delete Twitter and everything because I'm just going to be sad.
Oh my gosh, yeah. What if I should just come help you film your wedding? That's what I should do.
Dude, you could. I'll pay you to come shoot a wedding with me. I'm not even kidding.
Dude, I would 100%
do our
Did you
own
know
Guardian Con.
Want to know a fun fact though? This is a fun, totally random fact. I used to help film and DJ weddings. In my past life, I was in my early 20s. Yeah, my wife would help, and I actually, my buddy, who inherited the business from his dad, basically, had me film his wedding. It was a Catholic wedding, so I was on my feet for like 3 hours. It was awful.
Those are the worst.
It was so bad.
I hate Catholic weddings.
So bad. No offense to any Catholics in the chat, but y'all like to have really long, drawn-out ceremonies.
Yeah, we love you Catholics, but geesh, an hour and a half ceremony, get out of here. Come on, nobody wants to sit at that.
It's funny.
We gotta have communion during the ceremony.
Yep. Yep.
But that's cool. I didn't know that. Well,
Romans
maybe
is feeling
we can make
attacked
that
in the chat. So, like, how did you
find out? You find out your whole chat is Catholic.
Right?
Everyone
like,
leaves.
Rip. Everybody's gone. Unfollowed. Unsubscribed. We're out.
You can always just go do confession with the priest, and you'll be forgiven.
That's right. That's right. Oh man. All right. So, how did you get into Destiny?
Ooh, that's
just
a good
in general.
question. I'll hit you with the Destiny story because my Destiny story is a little unique. So, whenever I never played Halo, I played it a few times, but I never like played it. I wasn't like a Halo guy. I was a Call of Duty guy, and a GTA guy. Oh,
I'm an idiot. I just was like kind of like drifting along, like I gotta shoot a grenade, and never mind. Anyway, all right.
So I never really played Halo. I wasn't like the guy that was like, I'm so hyped for this Destiny game. I never heard of it. So like there was like all this hype leading up to it. People knew all about it. I didn't. And I was in college so it was 2014, right, when this came out. And I was in college that year. That was my senior year of college. And my buddy, the Dr. Shabby, which you know Doc.
I know Doc. Doc's a good dude. I love Doc.
So his name's Travis, and me and him have been best friends since college. So I'll go even further back. Let me put even more emphasis on this. So this is what this is about. We're chilling. I can explain this stuff. So me and him became friends when I was a sophomore in college. No, I was a junior in college. We met my freshman year. He lived across the hall from me. He came to ask me how to plug his TV in, bro. This guy had no idea how to use anything at the time. He didn't even know how to open a folder on a computer. And you know Doc now. He's like, he is like techie. So
super techie.
Fast forward to a few years later, we were in the same major. He was like digital media arts or something. I was communications. So we were in the same building, had a lot of same classes. Okay. I knew he was a gamer, and I was like, he had Far Cry 3, and I wanted to borrow it, so he let me borrow it. And I borrowed it, great game. I beat the whole game, and then went to go give it back to him, and he was gaming with his friend upstairs. They lived like a floor up from me. And I just sat there, and I was like, dude, you guys play games all the time? Like, I didn't have any gamer friends. And he's like, yeah. So, like, dude, Twitch, for me, was like, originally, I would just go up my whole entire junior year. I would go upstairs every day after class, and I would watch Doc play games. Like, I would get myself a $3 meal deal from Circle K, which was 2 hot dogs.
Circle K! Holy smokes.
A Polar Pop, chips, and two hot dogs. And I would sit there, and I would chat with Doc, chat with my friend Sean, and we would sit there, and they would just play games. And I literally would just watch them. So that part of the story only matters because like we became really good friends because of that. Like we just talked all the time. We went to Taco Bell at 2 a.m. all the time. We went to game releases all the time. So we became best buds. Though. Yeah, we became best friends. And then my senior year, we all had a townhouse together. We all lived together. So when that happened, we were just like, you know, we had like 5 TVs in this big giant living room, and we played everything together. Goodness. Call of Duty and all these games that came out. Well, he was really pumped. He's like, dude, Destiny's coming out. It's gonna be amazing. You should get the alpha. And that was in the summertime before we got to school. And I'm like, okay, I'll get the alpha. And I got it on my PS4. And oh, by the way, let me mention this too. I was an Xbox guy. I had just got an Xbox One, and none of my friends had one. And Doc got the PS4. We went to the PS4 release night. Yeah. And about a week later, I sold my Xbox One that I just got and bought a PS4. And I never had another Xbox ever since.
We were just like, PS forever!
I was like, screw this, I'm going to be a PS4 because no one would play with me. I would just go upstairs and watch Doc play. So I didn't even have friends to play with. So then anyways, I get the alpha of Destiny 1. I'm like, this is dumb. I delete it. And then then he's like, dude, the beta's coming out. The beta's out. It was earlier in the year, and I was like, okay. And I got that. I'm like, this is stupid. And then I deleted it. And then he come Destiny release night. He's like, dude, I'm going to get Destiny tonight. I gotta go get my pre-order. I gotta go pay for my pre-order. Do you want to go get some Taco Bell before we do it at midnight? And I was like, I'm coming for Taco Bell. I don't care about Destiny.
Right.
So I went with him. We went to Taco Bell first before we went to GameStop, and I ate 10 fiery Doritos Locos tacos. 10.
Oh my goodness, that's a
lot
of Doritos Locos tacos.
Dude, I smashed 10 of them, and after I ate all of them, I was like, you know what? I could get Destiny. So I went and pre-ordered it at 11:30 because we were in Cambridge, Ohio, which is the middle of nowhere, and they were like, yeah, you can have a copy. So then we both we both came back at about 12:30, and we played the game. We did dance emotes. I still have a clip. I wish I should have sent it to you. I have a clip of us saying dance, 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 because there used to be one dance emote on Destiny 1.
Oh yeah, back in the day.
That was so funny. We beat the base campaign. I got to level 20. I'd never played the looter shooters. I had no clue what that meant. Sure. So as soon as I beat the campaign, I was like, all right. And I literally went to GameStop and returned it and got Lord of the Rings Shadow of Mordor instead.
Wow.
And
that's a shift. Shadow of Mordor.
A week later I did that after beating it. And then I graduate college, fast forward, I miss House of Wolves, I miss The Dark Below, and I get married. We do all, because I went to college. I graduated half a year early, so I went the first semester of college of my senior year with those guys, and then played Destiny and stuff. Then I graduated in December when all those DLCs came out, and then I got married in March. So about a month into being married, I'm just chilling at the apartment, and I'm playing FIFA. I used to play FIFA all the time. That was my game.
Because you like soccer.
Yeah, I've played FIFA since 1998 when it came out.
Wow.
But
You're EA's favorite.
Yeah, they love me. I buy their game every year. So I'm a $60 subscription to them.
That's right.
So I'm playing. We're in a PS4 party chat, and I'm playing with Doc, or I'm playing FIFA by myself, and I hear Doc. And Doc played the whole time. He never stopped. He played through everything. I remember he calls me when he's doing Vault of Glass day 1, dude, I've been doing this raid for 9 hours. I'm like, you've been playing a video game for 9 hours? What's wrong with you? I didn't understand what that meant at the time, what a raid was. And he's like, it's the most craziest thing. And he's just soloing Destiny. I remember leaving and going to class in the morning. I'm like, why are you still playing this stupid game? I beat that forever ago. He's like, no, I'm getting exotics. I'm like, what the freak is an exotic? I don't even care about that. And I go and just chilling, and we're chilling a couple villains, inside a party chat, and he goes, they're having a blast, dude. I'm like, what are they doing? Whatever they're doing on Destiny sounds fun. Why are they still playing that game? So
what's the magic about, basically?
Yeah, they at the time you could download Destiny 1, you could download a trial of it, and it just gave you the Cosmin drone. So I was like, I'll download it again and see what it's like. And it was during House of Wolves, and during House of Wolves there was this thing where you in public event, or in the public area, you could go and get this key that you had to run, and then you'd open a chest and get a chance at a legendary item. I never got a legendary item even once whenever I played. I never got anything other than blues, so I didn't understand what legendary was. So we did that, and I got a legendary hand cannon. It was a piece of junk Future War Cult one, but I was like, and I remember Doc saying, uh-oh, I think Bungie just got you. And they freaking did, because I went the next day. This is the funniest part. To get my copy again, I used to lead a youth small group, and I made one of the kids. I'm like, do any of you kids play Destiny?
Hello, fellow kids. Do any of you kids play Destiny?
Yeah, does any of you kids play this game? And I'm like, this kid's like, yeah, my one friend down the street has it. I'm like,
wow.
Tell him I'll give him. I said, tell him I'll give him $15 for it. He said, okay. I gave him $15, and he came back with a copy of Destiny.
There you go. But that didn't come with any of the DLC.
No, and so then I'm playing it. So Allie went. My wife Allie. I have a beautiful wife named Allie, by the way.
We're gonna talk about that. We'll talk about that in a minute.
Yes, and she went on a mission trip to Mexico, I think is where it was, or Jamaica.
Mexico.
No, it was Jamaica at the time.
Oh, Jamaica. Okay.
This one was Jamaica, and she was just gone, and I had Destiny, and I was like, here we go. Like after work, I'm gonna come home and I'm just gonna play Destiny for a week straight.
Destiny.
That's what I did, dude. I grinded. I was like, and the funny part is, I thought I was grinding. I was like, I'm grinding. I'm gonna get my Vanguard level 3 so I can buy some legendary weapons and all this stuff, which isn't actually grinding at all. It was like the easiest thing ever. But to me, who has never done any sort of grinding in a game other than like prestiging in Call of Duty, was like amazing. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, to say. Yeah, yes, that's not. It's just doing the same thing over and over again. It's kind of actually insanity, is what it is. But
speaking of Far Cry 3, wait.
Yeah,
anyway,
exactly. Go ahead. So I did that, and then I fell in love with it. I bought both the DLCs. Fell in love with it. I was in, like, committed, playing every day, watching videos, listening to podcasts. I used to listen to Guardian Network or Guardian Radio Network or whatever it was. Was it called Guardian Radio? I don't remember what it was, but like Bife was on it. There was a bunch of different people on it. I was in, like, watched every video, watched everything. And then The Taken King came out, baby, and that's
what
like,
changed everything for Destiny 1.
That was like me, Doc, and Shane. Shugdot93 was his name on there. We
oh my gosh,
we woke up. We woke up at 4 a.m. because for whatever reason that game went live at 5 a.m. EST. It was supposed to, but obviously there was a bunch of issues getting online because you know, that's still the same crap still happens.
Good old bungo.
Yeah, and then yeah, dude, we played it until I had to go to work at 9, and then pretty much that's history. Is like ever since then I've just always played Destiny. Like that's just my game. It's the game I put the most.
It's not your only game, but it's not my only game. Your game.
It's my game that I've invested. So like when it comes to games, as I've gotten older too, I really like to invest a lot of my time in games that show for they're either really fun in the moment or they show that I've played it a lot, because like I don't have a lot of time and I want to have fun, but I'm also like an efficient person. So like I want to make sure that I'm efficiently doing a lot of things that make me look like I'm hardcore in a game.
And ladies and gentlemen, this is why he's a time traveler in Animal Crossing.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly why I do that. Yeah, I'm playing Animal Crossing again, by the way.
So awesome. Like, I saw you post about it on Twitter today.
I haven't had a lot of time to game here, like on my PCs.
Sure.
Because we're kind of like in a weird transition to where we live, but which I can explain later as well.
Sure.
But the, you know, the idea of, what was I just saying? Oh, Animal Crossing. Since I haven't been able to play games that much, that's just been a nice game to like when I'm on the couch, like chilling before bed or in bed. Like it's just like a really chill way to play games and show for what I'm doing. I'm redoing my entire island, so I've been working on leveling it out. So it's like almost all the way gone, and I've been watching videos every day because I'm trying to get like a ton of ideas for what I want to do, because I want to make it into like a really sweet like mountain town slash like I kind of want to make it like a mountain through a very naturey place, but with like some sort of urban section to it. I don't know. It's gonna be sweet though, and it's very difficult to decide because once you're committed to an island design, like you're committed, because it ain't.
Yeah, because then you have to like terraform the entire thing.
Yes.
Otherwise,
and it just takes forever. So yeah, that's my Destiny story. I know it's
surprised you didn't get I'm surprised you didn't get new Pokemon Snap. You know, Pokemon dude.
I know. I haven't got it yet, but I don't know. I didn't like so there used to be one a long time ago, right?
Yeah, on the Nintendo 64. That's right.
I never really liked that game. Is this one have anything other than taking photos of Pokemon? Like, is that all it is? Like, you just take pictures of Pokemon?
Pretty much, but I mean, it's super chill. Like, it's way relaxing.
Maybe it's just because I do that, like, for a living.
That could be it.
I don't really want to take pictures of something else.
That's actually very fair. So, okay, we have a couple stories that were within we told the Destiny story. Let's back up a little bit. Let's talk about, because in the middle of there you dropped that "and I got married." So let's go back to that "and I got married." Your amazing wife, Allie, who's super fantastic. How did you meet? Origin story of the wife.
Heck yeah. So Allie's amazing. She's probably watching right now.
She was. She popped in the chat a second ago.
But Allie me and Allie met in 2009 when I was a junior in high school and she was a sophomore.
Oh wow, okay.
I was 16.
High school
she was
sweethearts.
15.
I love that.
Yeah, high school sweethearts. We met a long time ago. But I'll tell you the story of how we met.
All right.
Some of my stories are way longer than they need to be, but this one is kind of detailed.
Okay.
As to why we were in this specific location, which is why I think God made it happen, because holy cow, it was like perfect the way that it worked. So we had our sport. So there was a levy that failed my junior year of high school, where like literally we had no extra. We had no extra activities. So like no sports, no homecoming, no prom, nothing. Like whenever school's over, you left. And it was like obviously devastating to a bunch of like,
oh yeah, all the sports people.
Like I played soccer, so I was like the most dramatic little kid ever. Like I like remember.
Are you trying to say soccer players are dramatic?
Oh, dude, they are. All right. So listen to this though. Like the levy fails, and like the night the levy fails, I go to the soccer field and I jump the fence, and I'm got my head down. I'm like ripping grass up. I like kept grass and I like put it in a baggie. Like my life ended or something because I couldn't play soccer for one season in high school. I love looking back at it. But since we didn't have sports, since it was the end of the world for so many kids,
that's right.
A lot of people transferred to a high school locally called London High School, which was like in the middle of nowhere.
London College.
Like, okay. Yeah. So a bunch of people from my school went there and played on the football team. So we all went to, London high school football games on Fridays instead because, we didn't have anything else to do.
Sure.
And I was like a Christian kid, so like I wasn't going out and partying with everybody else. I was going to football games.
You're a good kid.
So, which I don't even like football. It was more just a social thing.
About the experience, man.
Yeah, the experience. And so let me backtrack one more time. I was in physics class with Luke Boggs, which is Allie's brother. So her brother's name is also Luke.
Okay.
Fun fact.
Not confusing at all.
No. So I was in physics with him. He was my physics partner, my lab partner. So I had met him before. No idea he had a sister at all. Like, at all. He might as well have been just Luke, and that's all I knew.
Sure.
Well, I'm at this game, and this girl, I like turn around, and there's these three girls, and they all had like matching shirts on, and Allie's smiling real big, and I was like, for whatever reason, computed into my head that it was Allie, it was Luke's sister. I said, "Hey, you smile like your brother," and then I literally ran away.
You smile like your brother. Weirdest opening line ever. Like,
you smile like your brother.
Hey, you look great. You smile like your brother. What?
Nope. Just straight up, you smile like your brother. And then I ran away. Well, it worked out. So I was in Young Life in high school. I'm sure have you heard of Young Life?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I am familiar with Young Life.
I figure you would know what Young Life is. So I was in it like hardcore, and I was there with my Young Life leader. Like that's who I went to the game with.
Sure.
Well, Allie knew him because she had been going to Young Life at some point. Or no, the Young Life leader was a track coach as well. Because Young Life leaders, they would go and like do coaching. That's a good way to get kids to come.
Sure.
And she knew him, so she came up to talk to him, and I was sitting up there with him, and I'm like, "Hey, it's you again." And I introduced myself, and we talked a whole bunch. I was just being weird as usual.
Yep.
I made her take a picture with me. I was making her take pictures of me, actually.
Wow.
I don't know why.
Standard awkward teenager things. Okay.
Yes. So I have a picture from I should have sent you that, dude. I have a picture from the night that we met.
You should have sent me a picture of that.
I didn't even think about that. I should have got on I would have had to like go deep into Facebook to find it because she posted on Facebook when we met.
Of course.
And then that was it. The crazy thing is this is even crazier. So that night I was like, so I'm having a bonfire at my house, which was just me and my one friend. You should come over, you and your friend, her friend Maddie. So me and my Young Life leader and my friend Brandon were having a bonfire, quote unquote, at my house. She called her mom and said, "Hey, I'm gonna go to a bonfire at Luke Carmichael's house. Is that okay?" And her mom's like, "Luke, do you know Luke Carmichael?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, mom, he's good." So Luke hooked me up.
Oh, okay. So you got the brother sign off.
Yeah. So she came over to my house. her and her friend Maddie came over to hang out with me, Brandon, and Chad, which was the Young Life leader. And the crazy part is, I married Allie, and Brandon married Maddie, like the girl that was there. So my friend married the girl that came with
Wow, that's like a dual origin story right there.
Isn't that crazy?
That's insane, dude. And I love it. I think that's great.
So yeah, that's how we met. Then we just dated through high school, had all the normal high school dramas. We broke up once for 3 months. I dumped her like an idiot and like regretted it.
For shame.
Yeah. Sometimes she still reminds me of that. Sometimes the summer.
Yeah, you remember that one time? Of course she does, because women remember, man. They got long memories. Let me tell you what.
Yes.
And am I right, honey? Nothing. I love you.
Yeah, dude, she's awesome though. We got married in March of 2009, or not 2009. That's when we met. We got married in March of 2015.
Okay.
March 7th.
So 6 years this year.
Yeah, 6 years.
That's awesome.
Of marriage. It's been awesome.
Wonderful.
I wanted to marry her as fast as I could. Like it couldn't come fast. I mean, we dated for 6 years before we got married because I was like a kid. We couldn't get married yet because.
I mean, you know, that's reasonable.
We got married. I was 21 and she was 20, so like we were pretty young.
Sure. My wife and my wife's sister and her husband. I'm pretty sure that was the same age that they were. I mean, it was pretty much. They were also high school sweethearts, so it was very closely after high school. But they, super special things. If you can lock that down early and. You know, you don't have to worry about any sort of excess emotional baggage that can come with, getting married a little bit older.
Well, we made it through college too without like any. I mean, it was hard the first year, but then after that, it was just like that's why I graduated early. So I asked Allie to marry me. There's a video actually. I have a video that shows me asking her to marry me. I made a video that.
Well, that's awesome.
So like whenever I think I asked her to marry me in 2013, and then it was like. Oh crap, I gotta graduate college early in order for us to get married whenever we want to get married, which was in 2015. So like that's why I did summer classes at Columbus State in Columbus to get credits and did an internship at my church, and that helped me graduate a whole semester early, which saved me a little bit of money. But we basically what I did was whenever we got engaged is I brought her to this spot and I said, we're going to be filming a life change video for the church about you.
A life change video for the church about you?
I used to make those. I used to make these videos.
Yeah, but you said it was about her?
It was supposed to. So I brought her to this spot and I was like, I had an iPad with me and I set up a camera like we're going to do this interview. And I'm like, here, Seth, which was like my old boss at the time, was like, hey, here, Seth wants you to see this video so you can kind of get an idea of what it's going to look like. And I hand her the iPad, and secretly, like, the video is this video I had all of her favorite people, like, just talk about how special she is and our relation, like, what our relationship means to them and all this stuff. All the way leading up to me saying I have a question. And then after the video's over,
she cried.
I asked, she cried the whole time. I asked, I'll show you the video sometime.
I love it, dude. It's like making me like, I'm like, oh, this is so sweet. Like, it's just, that's adorable, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, this video, dude, I have the video on my YouTube channel, my personal YouTube channel. It has her reaction shot, so you can see how she's reacting the whole time.
Goodness. That would be amazing.
And she just, dude, I asked her to marry me, and then all of the people in the video were behind her, were hidden and walked out behind her. And then we had a big party.
My goodness. That's amazing. What a moment, man. Now.
What
that tells me about Bearded Luke, something I didn't know, is he is a romantic at heart.
I try to be. I very much care about making Allie feel special, like her specifically.
That's awesome.
I like other people feeling special, but she gets all the special.
That's really cool, though. That's truly. I mean, that's what you want to hear about when you hear about people like, this is what I did for. When I propose to the one that I love and I want to spend the rest of my life with, you put a lot of thought into it and effort, and it's just tremendous. Why can't I dunk this stupid ball? What is wrong?
Put it in.
Dude, it won't let me dunk it.
Oh, no. Maybe it's that one?
It's not. Here, listen. Pick up the thing. Maybe I'll let you do it.
It's broken.
No, we're getting bungoed right in the middle of a bungo. It's broken. This is the worst.
Broken.
Oh my gosh, I've never had this happen in this
Me
strike.
neither.
This is ridiculous. Gray Bandit, you come
up?
try it. Can we blow it up? I don't think we can blow it up. I like how Gray Bandit is he's studying and he's dancing and he's
he's over there like
what is wrong with you guys? Hello.
But yeah, that's how I met Allie. She's very special to me, and I try my best to be a good husband to her as best as I can, because I mean, you've been married longer than me, so you.
Dude, I have made my fair share of mistakes too. Let me tell you what, we're coming up on 14 years this year.
That's amazing, dude. Yeah. That's so cool to hear.
Well, we almost didn't make it. Sometime I'm thinking my planning is, and this is stupid and it's selfish of me, but like I think for like our Twitch partner celebration, we might go like a deep dive into our marriage testimony.
You should.
If we ever get to that point, but we're kind of like, that's something I'm holding on to because that's like a big moment,
Yes. It's going to happen. You're going to be a Twitch partner. We talk about this all the time. Well, we don't talk about it. I just tell you.
Yeah. I appreciate everybody's faith. I believe that the Lord will allow it to happen in his timing at the end of the day.
That's the best way to do it. You don't want to force it,
I'm coming with Gray Bandit because I want to see what he's doing. I'm like, where are we going? Where are we going?
For real.
This is interesting. Okay, so yeah, and you guys have been married for 6 years, and let's talk about this other awesome, like, super cool thing. Oh, it's like joining allies. It's gonna port us out and back. Tell me about, so like you went to college. What is your degree in officially, like your official title for your degree?
Yeah, I went to college for communication. So I have a bachelor's degree in communication and a minor in media studies.
Okay.
So I studied like broadcast media basically in college, but then on the side I was doing internships at my church, and that's where I was getting actually creative. So like in college they probably hated me because like everyone was doing like subpar, like the most basic crap you could do, like hello, welcome to the news. I was like making random TV shows. So this is the thing that I need to go deep down and show you eventually. All my private videos, I had a big thing in college called Luke's Tech Corner.
Luke's Tech Corner.
Luke's Tech Corner was where I reviewed tech, talked about tech news. Like, it was terrible, but I loved to do it. Like, at one point, I used a 50-inch TV as my background. Like, it's just my head in front of this big TV. Like, I'm all red because I didn't know how to use my white balance.
We're going to restart this strike, by the way.
Yeah, good call.
You didn't know how to use your white balance? Is that what you're saying?
I
don't know how to use my white balance either, so it's okay.
Well, they didn't teach me anything in college, so I'm going to be honest. And let me just do a public PSA here. I'm going to do a public service announcement. And then I just said a public PSA, which is a public service announcement. If you are a creative and you want to do creative things for a living, do not, I swear, listen, I will say.
I'm listening. You've got my full undivided attention.
You want to be a filmmaker, you want to be a content creator, whatever, do not go to college. Go and find a studio in town, a filmmaker you look up to. Tell them, I will do anything for you for free if you let me follow you around for the next 6 months. I will clean the floors. I will edit junk. I'll do anything if you teach me. And you will save lots of money, and you will learn way more than college will teach you. Now, if you want to be a doctor or a teacher or any of that stuff, go to college. That's what it's for.
Sure.
But if you're a creative and you go to college, it's a complete scam. You will owe someone $90,000 and not know how to pay it back.
Mods, clip this section. I want to post that later. That's a great piece of advice. That's like the highlight for me right now. At least at this point. There might be a different highlight later, but this section specifically, I agree with you, is tremendous advice because, and this is for me speaking as a college dropout, by the way.
Nice, congrats.
Yeah, because I couldn't figure out what I wanted to do. I changed my major like 3 or 4 different times, and finally I was like, you know what, forget this, I'm out. And dropped out and just started working and ended up landing in the career field that I'm in now. I literally worked my way from the bottom up to where I'm currently at, which is I'm an engineer at the end of the day, but I have no college degree, right? So
I wouldn't see that. I would never know it. And that's another thing that I have like 2 pieces of advice. The first one would be like, this would be the actual first one. That other one was for people that specifically know that they want to do creative things. If you get out of high school and you don't know what you want to do, you do not have to jump right into college. Correct. I always suggest if you're like, I literally have no clue what I want to do, take a year off, get like a job at McDonald's, and like figure out what you want to do by like researching stuff until you kind of get an idea, because it's so stinking expensive right now. It's like almost predatory with how, if that's a word, with how people make students go to college immediately. And a lot of it's not even because they want them to go to college. It's because the banks, this isn't like, I'm telling you, this isn't like I'm not like a conspiracy
You're not a conspiracy theorist. No tinfoil hat time. Okay, got it.
I'm not. This is just like the truth. Banks make a lot of money whenever they give a kid like me who's 18 a $90,000 student loan that's 8% interest rate. Over the 30 years it would take me to pay that off, if I did that, they would make $300,000 in interest.
Oh yeah,
There's
it's
so
nuts.
many kids doing that these
nuts.
these banks are making so much money, like so much money off of these 18-year-olds whose brains aren't even developed yet. It's just
which is factual, because technically your brain doesn't stop maturing until you're 25 years old.
Exactly. You don't know, like there's no 18-year-old shouldn't be allowed to give parents even a stinking $50,000 loan that your kid is gonna have to figure out how to pay off afterwards if they don't even know. Like, I love my parents, I'm so thankful for them, they're amazing, but like when they took the loans out for me, I didn't really know what it meant. I didn't even know how much I had taken out until I got out of school.
Let's talk about
that's my fault.
Brief shout out though, because over this past year you and Ali sold your house so that you could pay off your student debt. Your student debt is done. Like, you took care of it.
It's gone.
That's
so
amazing.
Like, that's the other thing. Yeah, I'll stop my tangent.
It's okay. I wanted to bring that full circle because you've lived this. Like, you're not speaking out of just this is my opinion. You've actually lived this. This has been your experience, and you sold your house to get out from underneath that mountain of debt. So that's amazing.
Yes, like we literally, like, I just don't want anyone to get into the position I was in where I had $95,000 in student loan debt that I owed when I got out of school. I had a communication major, which you usually make like $30K a year right out of school. That's like $950 a month is what my student loan was.
Wow.
$950 a month. That's like more than my rent.
Yeah, that's insane. That's definitely more than I think I ever paid in rent, actually.
Yeah, I paid that for a long time. And then with COVID, the housing market's been so crazy. We luckily bought our house, and it was a really low price whenever we bought it. We bought it for like $120, and then whenever we went to go sell it, we sold it for like $220, and we did the math. I know that God put this, like, all of this whole entire scenario was just literally laid out in front of me because of God, because I prayed about it, and I was just very, very adamant about doing things right. And I feel like I just did things right, and it actually worked out for me for once, where I paid all my bills. I worked really hard. I didn't take any like cheats or anything. Sure. And it worked out where we did the math, and it was like, so there's a pastor at the church I work at, and he was like, dude, actually, if Allie's listening, this is actually how it went. Allie was like, if we just sell our house, we could just sell our house and pay off all your student loans. I'm like, no way, that's impossible. and then my pastor, who's like a financial advisor, did the math and showed me in front of me, because I need to see stuff, and he was like, you can do that if you actually sell your house right now. And his wife's a real estate agent. So I came home and I'm like, Allie, you're right, we should do this. And she's like, exactly, we should have done this a long time ago. So yeah, we sold our house on my birthday this past year. So it was just this year, on my birthday, I paid off all of our debt, like everything, my car, our student loans, our house is obviously paid off because we sold it. So now we're just living, and the only reason we were able to do that is because my amazing in-laws are letting us live here for free, as long as we need to. So we're living at my in-laws right now with our 2 dogs, and saving money and trying to be very strategic about next steps, because we never, ever, ever want to be in the position we were before, where it was just a constant grind just to pay bills simply because of student loan debt. So yeah, that's sorry, that's
got to be extremely frustrating to have that like burden though, but also extremely freeing to have it lifted off of you, you know?
Yeah, I feel so lucky and fortunate that it's gone, because I never thought it was gone. I'm gonna be honest. I thought it was gonna be there for the rest of my life, and it's gone. So
that's awesome.
There is an end. It's just, so now we're trying to figure out the next step where, even buying a new house, we want to see how debt free we can be going into that process. Like, can we, like, we're looking right now potentially at buying, I don't know if I'm supposed to tell you guys this, but potentially buying like a mobile home or an RV to live in for a while.
Okay, yeah.
And then buying land, potentially living on the land in the RV, and then after that, building a house on the land. Because right now it's stupid to build a house. It's not stupid.
No, it's pretty ridiculous with the cost of materials and property and just everything that goes along with that. It is
right bonkers. Now, yeah, because with COVID, there's still the market's still suffering from COVID, which was like the lumber yards closed, the businesses closed, like so much stuff closed that it's like to build a house is so expensive, and so now people aren't building houses because it's so expensive. They're going to buy used houses.
That's right.
And then there's too many people looking for used houses, so the demand is so high, the prices are like skyrocket. Like houses are going for like hundreds of thousands more than they should. So we're kind of in the middle of like, well, we're not going to go like buy a $300,000 house that was less cool than our last house, and then now have $300,000 of debt instead of $90,000. Even though like a house isn't technically debt, it's equity, but you know. If you're buying it in a market like this, it might not be equity because it might not be worth that much whenever the market...
Whenever things stabilize, yeah. I think that's what a lot of people who are buying houses right now aren't really thinking about. They're like, well, I need a house. And
like you just bought a $500,000 house that's probably going to be worth $250,000 in a couple years. That's not always a good sign. But I'm not judging. Whoever wants to do it however they want. We're just being really strategic, and I feel like we have a second chance at starting our life. You know what I mean? So that's
awesome.
That's where we're at right now, and I'm so thankful that I get to do with Allie and how like unbelievably cool she is about everything she does. Like she's just like, I trust her, she trusts me. She's like willing to do like anything. Like she's amazing.
That's a great way to have a relationship. That's the way marriage should be, you know? It's a partnership. Yeah. It's not a, well, this is what I think we should do. Okay, honey.
Yeah, exactly. It's always like a really strategic thing where we try to both be happy with this and compromise when we need to compromise, all that kind of stuff. So
yeah, that's awesome.
I'm definitely excited to own a house again one day, but I'm content right now, like just working my butt off and trying to save money, because you can save money a lot faster when you don't have a house to pay for or student loans.
Yeah, absolutely. So the other thing I definitely wanted to get into and just talk about a little bit is, you know, like I kind of alluded to a little bit earlier, obviously went to school for all this, but you have your own business. Like you do your own thing. Like you want to talk a little bit about that, like how all that got started?
I would love to.
Yeah.
So in college, it kind of has to do with my student loans actually. So, which is funny. I realized my senior year, my dad said, you're going to owe about $90,000. And I was like, oh, that much? There's no way I'm going to be able to pay that much
like a
with my regular
amount, really.
Yeah, I'm like, no way I'm going to be able to do that with my regular job. I'm like, so in the back of my head, I'm like, I got to figure out something outside, like a side gig outside of my regular job. Well, I was in a wedding in like 2012, 2013-ish. And my buddy had a wedding videographer, and I saw him there. I'm like, oh, look at that guy's doing. That was pretty cool. He had like a stick and a camera, which ended up, it's a monopod, but I called it a stick at the time.
Stick and a camera.
And I'm like, this dude's, and I saw the video, and I was like, that was sweet. Like, it was super cinematic. I'd never seen anything like it. And I had been, you know, teaching myself how to film stuff in college because they didn't teach me anything. So like I'm over here, you know, wasting my money, teaching myself how to do stuff. And this really crazy thing actually happened that I attribute to like my whole entire, you know, filmmaking career. So there was this is super random, bro. I don't think I've told anybody this. So I'm in college, and I had this friend named Daryl. He was just he was like in one of my radio classes, because I also had a radio show where I played Christian metal in college. It was 90.7 The Orbit.
I used to do radio too.
That's amazing. Heck yeah. That's awesome. It sounds like we did a lot of the same stuff.
I know, right?
So I'm in college. My friend Daryl, I know this guy, so I'm just giving you context. This guy named Daryl.
Yeah.
Well, this dude Daryl's cousin comes into town, and my one friend, and this is when the Harlem Shake was big.
Oh my gosh, I remember the Harlem Shake. Put a 9001 in the chat if you remember the Harlem Shake. Holy smokes. The one that I really remember, there were a couple that I really remember. One that I really remember was the Miami Heat one. I don't know if you remember that one with LeBron James in the middle with like his crown on and everything. I don't know why I remember that one specifically, but it was just ridiculous.
Am I able to put links in chat?
You're a VIP. You should be able to. If you can't for some reason, let me know.
I'm going to put so.
I just blew myself up.
So
anyway.
So the Harlem Shake was out, and one of my buddies was like, "Yo, Daryl's cousin's in town, and he's doing a Harlem Shake video. Do you want to go do it?" He's like a big YouTuber. I'm like, "Yeah, sure, whatever. I'm sure he's not a big YouTuber."
Grey Bandit keeps getting me to like 95% and just stopping. Anyway, all right.
He's like, "I'm a big he's like, he's a big YouTuber. You should come and
you should come and be part of this Harlem Shake video."
Yeah, and I was like,
"Claim to fame."
No, where's all his videos? Dude,
his YouTube channel get deleted?
Oh, no, his channel's still here, but all of his he deleted all of his old videos. They're all gone.
Oh no!
No way. Anyway, so this dude he has 3.24 million subscribers.
Holy smokes! He's a big boy YouTuber.
Yeah, his name's Trey Melvin. I would not suggest for any of your audience to watch him. He's like a really foul
safe
humored.
for work.
Yeah, he is not safe for work at all. But he's a really cool guy, and he's like, they're like, hey, they're doing this thing at Steak. They're doing the Harlem Shake at Steak and Shake in Zanesville. Let's go do it. I'm like, all right, cool. So I go and I meet this guy, and we're in this video. The video gets over 1 million views the next day, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And I'm like, I need to get to know this guy more. So the kid's like, I'm staying in. I live in Dayton, and I'm trying to move to Los Angeles, but I don't have a place now, so I'm looking for a place to stay. I'm like, you can live with me. So I let him live in my dorm room, me and my other roommate, for like 3 months, and I just helped him make.
Wow.
I helped him make YouTube videos, like with his camera. Like he taught me how to use his camera, and like they were like really raunchy YouTube videos, but they got a lot of views, and I was learning, so I was really happy about it. And then
I was back into the lesson you spoke of earlier.
Yeah. So he showed me all this stuff, and then slowly he slowly like got bigger and bigger and bigger, and then he finally like was able to move to Los Angeles. And since he moved, he left me with his camera. He gave me his camera. He got like a new one and gave me that. So I had that camera, so I was like learning how to film stuff with it. And Allie, my wife's aunt, was like getting remarried, and she was like, "Can you make like you do videos? Can you make like a little highlight video?" I was like, "I guess." So I shot a highlight video for her wedding, and it was not good at all. It probably was at the time. Now I don't think it's good, but and she loved it, and a lot of people loved it, and we booked a bunch. Then a bunch of people were like, "Can you do wedding videos for us?" I'm like, "Allie, this can be our thing that we can
we found our thing.
Yeah, we can pay off student loans doing this." So we're like, what are we gonna name it? I'm like, oh, at the time, like you heard LTC Luke Step Corner, and then I had a TV show called ODZ, the Orbital Drop Zone, which was a podcast between me and Doc, by the way, in college. I'll have to show you that. And
oh my gosh, that sounds amazing.
So I was all about those acronyms. That's what they're called, right?
Acronyms, yes, yeah. If it's like an abbreviation for something else,
I was all about them. So I was like, Allie, Luke, Carmichael, ALC Productions. That's what we'll name it. I made a graphic, got a website, boom, we have a business. So we started ALC Productions, was the business I own now, in 2014. And here's the coolest part about ALC Productions. I think that your people will appreciate this.
I'm listening.
Because I believe that you probably have some believers listening.
We have a few.
A few. If you're not, you'll appreciate this. I don't care. I think anybody can appreciate what God did in this scenario. So ALC was just like a part-time thing. I graduated college. I got a job at a place called Discovering the Jewish Jesus, which is like a Messianic rabbi.
Yeah.
He's a Messianic rabbi, which means he's a Jewish Christian. And I worked there. He's like just a televangelist. I worked there for a year, went to Israel, did all this cool stuff, but I really didn't enjoy working. It just wasn't fun. I always wanted to work at my church, like really bad, because I was interning there in the summer. And me and Allie, even during premarital counseling, we like had like a list of things we were praying for, and we prayed to get a job. I want to eventually get offered a job at the church. Well, I'm working at my job for a while at the Discovering the Jewish Jesus, and then about a year in, my old boss at the church I work at now brought me in. He's like, "We want to hire you," and I'm like, "Okay, like for real?" And they're like, "Yeah, but it's only be $20,000 a year," which was like $20,000 less than I was making, and I was like,
"Right,
oh, okay, I guess I." I guess that's so. Then we go home, and me and Al are like, "No, we can't. That's just not enough." And then the next morning, we're both like, "Wait a second. We literally prayed for this to happen, and it's being handed to us."
Right.
And we had barely filmed any weddings with ALC. We were just kind of doing like a couple a year on the side, because you can't really film a lot of weddings if you're working like a 40-hour-a-week job.
No.
And the church job was part time also. So I was like, you know what, God, I'm gonna trust you. I believe that you were going to book us enough weddings to cover the cut of money I'm not going to make from quitting my job.
$20,000 pay cut.
Yeah. So I quit the job. The next week after I quit my job and took the covenant job, I booked 15 weddings, which was like well over $20,000 worth of weddings in 1 week. 14 weddings, which we booked 2 weddings in a whole year before that.
That is so amazing.
And that is what made our business, because ever since then, we've just like that first year, I bought like a nice camera. Actually, my parents hooked me up. They bought me my first camera. They bought me my first computer, and that camera and that computer got me through the first year as a business. Then we were able to reinvest in the business, buy nicer stuff, and then keep buying nicer stuff. And now we're one of the most premier like wedding filmmaking companies in Columbus, Ohio. We roughly charge around $6,000 per wedding. We shoot around 20 to 25 a year. We've won some awards. Like, I'm not trying to like brag or be like I'm very
I don't think it's being bragging or anything.
I'm just like
at all, you know,
trying to lay out what God did and how it worked, because that first thing that he did at the beginning pushed us into where we are now.
It wasn't even necessarily something. What he did was he opened a door, right?
Yeah.
A door that you prayed for, and you chose to say, okay, God, I'm going to take a step of faith in the direction of the thing that I have prayed for, trusting that you will provide what I'm missing.
Yep.
And what a testimony that is. That's powerful.
It was sweet, man. And so that's what ALC Productions is, and it's been around for years. I still film weddings. And then on the top of that, so do you want me to talk about my other my other business that I
absolutely
also own?
100%.
I see the picture on there. So like
we're getting to that. Yeah.
So at the same time as owning ALC Productions, I've also done like freelance work, which is like meaning like just freelance commercial work, like music videos, business videos, marketing videos, just videos that help businesses tell their story. And I've met some really cool filmmakers in the process of that. Like, since we've made ourselves a bigger name in Columbus, that means I've networked a lot. I just know a lot of people in Columbus.
Sure.
Film, just because I love people and I want to be friends with other filmmakers and be able to like relate. So me and 2 of my best buds, my one friend Mikel, my other friend Steve is so like when I started ALC Productions, there's this company in town called Little Tree Studios, and it was like, I want to be Little Tree Studios eventually. Like, they are that good. Steve Musa is the guy who owns Little Tree Studios, and I just watched their stuff and kind of mimicked it as long as I could. And then about 2 years ago, I was at Midwest Photo, which is a little photo shop that I like rent stuff from, and Steve was there. Look out, gosh, that's Steve Musa. And he turns around and he's like, "Hey, are you Luke Carmichael from ALC Productions?" I was like, "You know who I am." And he's like, "Yeah, dude, let's get coffee." So we got coffee and just like connected like instantly, like best buds instantly.
Dude.
Yeah. And he's like, "I really love your work. I want you to shoot some stuff." So he had me on some shoots with him, because he owned a company at the time called Rooted Content. So he had Rooted Content, which was a commercial business, like agency. They did like video commercials. And then he also owned Little Tree Studios. And I shot a bunch of stuff with him. We became really good friends. At the same time, there's a really good photography studio in town called Style and Story. And they had 5 photographers on staff that I was really close with, because we shot a lot of weddings together. So I would go to their studio and shoot with them. There was a guy there named Mikel. And we became really good friends because he was a Christian, and we just connected really well in that sense. And
sure.
He's just, so like all this stuff was like happening in this like weird 3-year span. And then Mikel ended up getting let go from Style and Story, and he started a new company. And then Steve started a new commercial company, and then it didn't work. And then the three of us had a talk at the beginning of January last year saying, how can we work together? Like, we got to figure out a way to work together. Like, because you can't all merge wedding businesses. It just doesn't work financially to do that, to be honest. It's just kind of hard. So you kind of got to keep your wedding business separate. But
sure,
we're like, what if we started like a creative hub, like where creatives could come and work together, where we could all work together, but we could also like make money somehow. So we kind of talked about that till we got to the point of being like, let's start a studio, but not just a studio. Let's start a creative co-working studio where you could work there, but you could also create. So Steve started looking for places. Steve's like the spearhead of this. Like, he made it happen.
Sure.
He found a space. We got the space. We designed exactly. It was just an empty warehouse. We designed exactly how we wanted it to look, and got the name. It's called the Sycamore Studio, and it just got finished about 2 months ago. So it's a place where you can go and you can work. You can pay like a monthly fee to work there, and you can use the studio space to create. So we have a podcast studio with an edit suite. We have open working space. We have a loft. We have meeting room, and then we have a huge studio with a 36 by 36 foot cyc wall with a light grid. We have a gear closet, and then we have 3 sets inside of there that are on the wall. So that and then also Rooted Content, that business that he originally had, we rebranded that together, and me, Mikel, and Steve all own that together as well now. So,
and fun fact,
yeah,
some of my favorite Bearded Luke streams are from that warehouse where he was just like hanging out and just scream. He could literally scream because he couldn't scream otherwise.
that's actually the church I work at.
Oh, okay.
So
you were working at the warehouse at that time as well, though.
I was working there, but I've never streamed, unfortunately. That place I was screaming at the top of my lungs. We have our church currently is in an old LA Fitness. So like the room I was streaming in, is like a giant yoga studio that we turned into offices for the time being. So I was just in this massive room at 3 a.m, like screaming at the top of my lungs.
It was hilarious though, because it was just like, wow, I've never heard, like, you were like so animated on those streams. It was hilarious.
That's how I am in real life. I just can't do that because everyone's upstairs.
Everyone's asleep. Like, you got to be polite.
Exactly. So yeah, that's my that's where my professional life lives. I make a lot of content for people right now. I just finished I just finished filming a 5-month mini documentary about a sports card shop that moved to a new building and completely renovated it, and they just opened the shop on Tuesday, and we've been filming this whole time. And that's like my passion. My passion is doing doc styles.
That's amazing. All right, we're going to get to your photos in a second, but I'm going to have to take... I normally don't do this smack in the middle, but we just got like 5 raids back to back.
Let's take a break. And
let's just take a real quick break. I want to shout these people out because you guys are amazing. Dakota Gaming, Benny Shoe, Big Fish, and Warner Fam all coming in with huge raids. Guys, I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much. We're here with my friend Bearded Luke this evening. We're doing Aki and Friends episode 5, and so you guys just sit back and enjoy the content. I just realized my camera is like catching the top of my monitor, which is like, that's the worst. Oh my goodness. I can't wait until I move into my new streaming space. It's going to fix so many of my other issues. But thank you guys all so much for being in the communities here. We're about to dive into one of my favorite segments here where we're going to go through it though. So you sent me 14 photos, by the way, which is fine. I'm just letting you know, like, you might want to...
I'll go fast on each of them.
There you go. Okay, so we're and I put these in order based on what you sent me. And Benny Shoe, thank you for the follow. I'll greet all of you guys a little bit more properly shortly. If you hang out for a little while, we're going to go through these pictures, and it's going to be great. Okay, so talk to me about this first one. This is a photo of a crown. Yes. You have a camera very close to it.
So some of this stuff is going to be easier to explain because I kind of talked about a lot of this stuff already. So like This is just a shot to signify that I sent you a bunch of pictures to just like, they kind of like explain what I do in life. This one's just me in the element. I was filming at our studio, the Sycamore, a video for the church I work at. So that was for a series that's starting this Sunday called Seek the Glory, and it's just we redid the crown intro that show the crown. But
okay.
I'll have to send it to you. It's a pretty sweet little video.
Yeah, that's super awesome.
So yeah, that's what that photo is. Just me in my element.
And then this is you with we're gonna do this in a minute too. We got some Pokemon action here. You're very excited about Champion's Path Pokemon packs.
So I recently this year got into opening Pokemon again, and I've been opening Pokemon since I was a little kid, like most kids did, but I stopped in like 2001, and then I didn't know it was cool anymore. I guess I would have kept doing it, but I saw a Logan Paul video, and I was like, and then it led me into this huge community of people that open Pokemon cards, and then I ended up shooting a documentary about cards. So I've gotten really into Pokemon. It's been a really fun little thing to do and open cards. Like actually, I'm gonna open up a pack.
We're gonna open a pack right now. Let's go. I'm gonna make your camera bigger.
I'm gonna open up a pack right now.
Do it. Open the pack. I'm excited. This is gonna be great.
Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the trick is to do 4 cards from the back. Let me see if this is in focus. Should be
close enough.
All right. It's close enough. Let's see what we get. I can't read any of these, so we're just going to go until they're not focused at all.
They're not focused at all. Your face is like, hey, I'm the star here. It's the beard.
Put it on my face. This is the part where we figure out I can't tell what's happened.
Nothing yet. Oh, what is that?
We got a Snom, a shiny Snom.
A shiny Snom. Let's go.
And behind that, is it a double pull? No. So we got a shiny Snom. That's not bad. Snom. But anyways, like I've been opening cards because first it relieves stress in my life because it's just like makes me feel like a kid for like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
And that's what that picture signifies. I open Pokemon. I have a store now where like people can come buy cards. They can buy packs from me and then I open them on stream and then mail them to them, which is a pretty cool way to like interact with. So, yeah.
That's awesome, man. I love it.
You're awesome.
No, you're awesome. All right, next picture. Hold on, I got to make your camera small again.
You make me small.
Not like too small, but small enough. All right, next picture. This is obviously Luke and his bride, by the way.
Yes, that is so that like I already explained to Allie a lot, but yeah, that's
that haircut is fire, by the way. Very nice. You got that nice trimmed.
I actually messed up my beard, so my beard is way longer than that, and I messed it up the night before, so that's why it's so short. It looks like a chin strap.
I had that happen like 6 months ago or so. I like went too short on like one side, and I was like, I just like trimmed it way too short, and I was upset.
Yep. That was from our actual wedding day, so I figured that would show that. Just
gorgeous. I
love
it.
Our wedding day.
What a pretty like backdrop and everything. Is this like the Ohio River, or what's on the backdrop here?
No, it's just snow. We got married
snow?
Like yeah, it was snowing.
Wow.
That's
one of those weird winters. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Boy, Allie had to be cold. Jeez.
She was freezing. She's freezing right there.
Bet I bet. All right, where are we? Oh my goodness. Is this Greece? Where are we here?
What's next? Oh, okay, this is Israel. So this is just
I love it. Okay.
Yeah. So I got the chance to go to Israel at my old job for 2 weeks. We filmed 26 episodes of the show. Okay. But it was so cool because I like always had like this vision of like Israel being like this holy place where everyone's, talking about Jesus. And it was the complete opposite. It was like terrifying to be a Christian there, to be honest, because like I went to the top of Mount of Olives or whatever.
Oh, Roman says this is in Capernaum, so he's apparently been here as well.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
we
awesome.
were like, well, I was terrified when I first got there because they were in a state of emergency because Jewish people kept getting stabbed.
Ooh.
And I was like, I'm not Jewish, but I mean, I might look kind of Jewish, I guess. I don't know. So I was with a Jewish guy that was wearing all Jewish garb everywhere. So I'm like, I hope I don't get stabbed while I'm there.
Yeah, ideally, that's not a great way to, have something happen on a work trip.
Exactly. But I wanted to show this because whenever I went there, they were like, all right, listen, for some reason, they sent me a day after they all flew. So like the producers and everyone flew out there first. And they made me take all of the gear. So I had to bring all the cameras, tripods separately by myself.
All the expensive stuff.
Yeah. And so like I'm like this 22-year-old kid flying into Israel by myself with all this camera stuff. So I'm at the border. Dude, they asked me like 500 questions. Like, why do you have a beard? Because in America, it's a thing. You just have a beard. Why are you? So you work for discovering the Jewish Jesus. Why are you trying to discover him? Hasn't he been discovered? I'm like, I didn't make the name of this place, this show. It's
like,
not.
I just work here.
They're like, oh gosh, it was intense, but it was such a cool trip, and I'll always be thankful for it. The one part too that I wanted to say was I scared Allie to death because it was whenever like all the original like Syria, like in Syria when all the bombings and stuff were happening.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
We went to the border, so you can go to the border, and right at the border there's the guy's like, all right, that UN building over there, that has been taken over by Al Qaeda, and then over there, that's been taken over by Palestinians or something, and then you can physically see the border, which is just minefields all the way to Syria, and you can just hear and see bombs exploding.
That's terrifying.
It was, and I told Allie after, and she's like,
"Come home now, please."
She's like, you never do that again.
Yeah,
do not ever do that again. I was like, I'm sorry. I mean, I kind of liked it because it felt like I was doing something hardcore, but
I'm serious. Action, bearded Luke.
Yeah. So that's that. Israel's a fun time. I enjoyed going there.
Your license plate's on here. I didn't even realize that when we were looking at this image.
I don't care. That's fine.
Well, okay.
I don't know if that
Subaru.
So that right there, we love going adventuring, me and Allie. That's my favorite thing to do is to travel. So that was the trip we took. That was specifically from a trip we took. Our first time ever to California. We drove.
The car is
from
gorgeous.
Ohio. We drove from Ohio to California. That right there is in Moab, Utah.
Okay.
And we camped up on top of the car all the way there. So we love traveling more than anything. I love it. It's like one of my favorite things to do.
You actually camped on top of the car?
Yeah, we slept up there.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, I loved it because I don't really like camping on the ground because it's kind of lame. I like being up high.
Okay. Sure.
Or being inside my vehicle. That's awesome. In case a bear gets me,
Well, those bears. All right, and this is a really cool photo. I love this. What lake is this that you're standing in front of?
Okay, so this is representing like my love for travel and filming and doing stuff.
Sure.
I love mountains more than anything. I'm going to get full sleeves of mountains tattooed on me soon. That's
really
my goal. Yeah, I just love
my wife wants me to get like a full tattoo sleeve. She thinks that would look good.
You would look hot in one.
But again, I'm not a photography expert. Like this is your area of expertise, but I feel like this is just like if you're talking about photography, like this is like one of those things where it's like, wow, look at this. Look at the subject is well defined on the background and all this stuff. Like anyway, go ahead.
This is the Tetons in Wyoming.
Okay.
My friend Mikkel,
which I live 3 hours from.
Yes. Remember that trip?
I do remember that trip.
Yeah, that's from that trip. So,
okay.
Me and my buddy Mikkel went on that trip to film a couple weddings, and I just liked to be in the mountains. It's just my favorite thing ever.
It's gorgeous, man.
And I took that picture specifically because I wanted. So Nature Backs is a company I really like, and I'm wearing the shirt right there, and I wanted to get featured on their page, and I did.
There you go, nice. Look at you.
So I was like,
strategery.
This would be a cool spot. Yeah, Mikkel took this picture, and then we were doing a couple shoot during this. So but yeah, that's it's like right, Wyoming's awesome.
So you need to come visit me, and we'll take photos of like different mountains.
I promise, I will. I will next time. I swear, I will.
All right. So this one, I don't understand what this one is. You're gonna have to give me the story on this one. Like you're obviously holding a rig.
This is the first ever short film that I got to shoot ever. So what's in my hand is a gimbal, and that one's the Ronin M, which was a very popular gimbal. This is an old picture. This is from 2016, I think. Maybe.
Wow, so old. All 5 years ago. My goodness, thanks.
Yeah.
Anyway,
it feels old. It feels old to me. Like I feel like 6 years is 10,000 years of video.
Oh man.
But yeah, that's the Ronin M with like a Canon 7D Mark II on it, and it was a short film called Forgotten Things. It was actually a short film for the church, and we went to this place called Hocking Hills. This is Hocking Hills. This is in Ohio.
Okay.
It's like one of the coolest looking, like non-cornfield looking places you can go to in Ohio. It's got like cliffs and like caves and all this cool stuff. So we shot the whole entire short film there. It was like 5 different people's perspectives of like these different, I can't remember the details of it, but it was like a 30-minute film that I shot. And we did the whole thing up here, and I'm still very. I mean, we could have done better, but I'm still proud of it because it was my first short film I ever got to do.
So very first short film ever. That's pretty cool though.
That's what that's
Look at
from.
those biceps, raw.
Oh my gosh, because that thing was so stinking heavy.
Oh man, I'll bet. All right, these are your dogs. This is you and Allie.
Yes, this is me. So this is the day we moved out of our house.
I love these glasses. Look at those glasses.
Yeah, you like my fake glasses.
Do you not actually need glasses? Are those? What do you wear the glasses for?
Those are just for looks.
Oh, okay.
So this is my pups. The one Allie's holding. His name's Huey. He's our older dog. He's 5. He's got a cool story. So 6 years ago, when we were doing our housewarming party at this house, Allie's parents walked in, and this little dog just follows them in. Like, did you guys get a new puppy? And they're like, no. And this dog is just jetting around the house. I'm like, whose dog is this?
Like he just randomly showed up for no reason.
Yeah.
Like,
I go outside. Exactly. I go outside and I'm like, does anyone own this dog? And no one's around. So we kept him, and he ended up being our dog forever.
Wow.
We've had him. He's 6 now, or he's about to be 6 this year. And then Boca is our new puppy. He's only 1. Allie got him for me as a
big boy.
Yeah, Allie got him as a gift for my my 26th birthday, I think. And he's a Bernedoodle, so he's part Bernese Mountain Dog, part poodle. That's why he's so big. He's like 95 pounds.
He's a big
He actually
boy.
has his hair cut right here. His hair is usually super long and thick. He looks like real big and bulky.
Yeah.
But he's like the sweetest, like nicest dog ever. Like I love him so much. He just wants to hang out and get his belly rubbed, basically.
Yeah, but that makes for a good time though. That's adorable.
I love him,
so this is the house celebration photo. Like we sold our house. Gonna be debt free.
We're leaving. We're literally like leaving right here, I think. This was our last picture there. Yep, that's our old house. Good times.
So what is this beach photo then? So this is you and Allie with
this
very
is
blonde
my family.
Hair. Oh,
so this is my family. I couldn't find that. So this is an older picture. So that's my brother, Drew.
I figured that's your brother because y'all look like you guys were literally twins out the gate. Holy smokes.
He's my baby brother. He's 6 years younger than me.
Wow.
Then,
okay.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like it.
Yeah, I know. And then my mom, her name's Denise, and then that's my dad named Gary. And,
Gary.
Yeah, that's Gare Bear.
Gare Bear.
But I love my family. They're so special, and
that's awesome.
They've done so much for me in life. I'm just thankful for them. So I just wanted to show you all.
I think that's
it's like show and tell.
Your dad and your brother and you guys do all look alike. Like,
yeah,
you can tell. Like, that's your dad. Makes sense.
Yep.
That's pretty cool, man. All right, and then I have questions. This is like an action shot, right? Like you've got some ups, dude. Like you got a nice vertical leap.
I can actually jump really high. So I played soccer. Like this is a lot of people know. I played soccer my whole life, like from when I was like age 3 till I was 22. Like I played all the way through. I played in college. So this is a picture of me playing. This is a picture of me playing in college. I loved soccer, dude. I still love soccer. Once I graduated, I just didn't really follow it. Once you're not playing it, it's tougher to follow, especially in the U.S. because no one cares about it.
Unfortunately,
because
I don't know. I got a few friends that really love the Atlanta team that are really excited about the Atlanta team.
Atlanta FC, they have like 70,000. All right, so that's a really good example of soccer actually starting to get some sort of culture in the United States because the culture they have at Atlanta FC, it's amazing. Same with like I live in Columbus, and we have the Columbus Crew, and they about got sold to Austin, and there was like this big Save the Crew movement, and we saved them, and then we got a new stadium. Stadium opens up July.
Dude, that's awesome.
And I see someone in your chat saying Man U all the way. Manchester is my team. That is my favorite freaking team.
There you go.
Glory to United. So Manchester United is my favorite EPL team. Columbus Crew is my favorite MLS team. So soccer is very important in my life. I played it for a long time. I still love playing soccer. I'd love to coach it one day when I have more time. But
that's awesome.
That's just me in college. Just the most.
We actually have, fun fact, where I live, there are like soccer teams here where I live, like kid, youth, and high school soccer teams and stuff. So yeah, I don't know if Peach, my daughter, would be interested in that or not because it involves a lot of running. But I don't know. Baby Aki he's shaping up to be a little, I don't know. I feel like he's going to be more into sports than Peach might be. Peach is more into like creative type things. Like she loves to draw. She loves to read. She plays piano. But she's
like an artist.
Yeah. And she did Taekwondo for a season and she might get back into it. But in regards to like Yeah, she doesn't like hitting and like team sports and stuff are kind of,
Yeah.
it's like, you know, a lot of that involves that. So I don't know, but I think that's really cool that you have a passion for coaching is what brought me onto that, because I think about like me and my kids and like the next generation and stuff. And it's like, it's important to have people that are passionate about the things that you enjoy to pass it on to the next generation. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, I want to do it eventually. I think I'm slowly getting, if I would have done it right after school, I wouldn't have had enough patience.
Sure.
I was a little more competitive, but
patience comes with age.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So, this is a rowdy group of fellas.
So you see that big dude in the middle?
Yeah.
That's Doc.
Nice. Okay. Look at that smile.
That story I was telling, it's funny. I've already kind of told all the stories about these pictures. That story I was telling you about the guys I lived with my senior year.
Yeah.
We all gamed. This is them. So we all played Destiny together in my living room.
The original Bearded Luke Destiny crew right here.
Yeah, that's it right there. That's my homies. Dr.
That's awesome.
Shabby. Like that was the last night I was in college. So they all still had another semester left because I finished early. So that was like my last night there. And I kind of wanted to show this because we binge watched the entire last season of Sons of Anarchy that day.
Oh wow!
Like every episode. They didn't want me to leave college. Oh, I love Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah. I never watched it. I think my wife watched it though. Yeah.
Oh,
that's
dude,
awesome.
It's so good. If you ever get a chance to watch it,
it's ironic because I live in a motorcycle city, but I have never watched Sons of Anarchy. So
you should watch it, bro. It's so good. It makes me look at everybody who's riding motorcycles with jackets on differently because I'm afraid of what they're doing.
I don't ride with a jacket on, so that's not me.
There you go.
I do love Ron
You're not
Perlman,
in an MC.
That's right. All right, so you're doing wedding photography here?
Yeah, this was actually this weekend. So this is me doing my job. This is what I do on the weekends. So you see that thing I'm holding? That's like the new version of the thing I was holding. That's a one-handed gimbal. so a lot less heavy, but with a way more expensive camera on it than it used to be. Yeah, that right there, exactly.
So this is the old version. This is the new version.
Yes.
That's awesome.
So yeah, that's me just filming a wedding, doing my job. I do that every stinking weekend in the summer, filming brides.
That is wedding season, you know.
Yeah.
If you lived in the South, you might have a more well-rounded wedding season, like because obviously it's a little bit difficult in the North to get married in the wintertime. Fun, like quick sidebar. My aunt and uncle got married in December. It happened to blizzard the weekend of their wedding.
Oh my god!
So yeah, I will always remember that because when I was a kid, I was like, "Oh, we get to stay 2 extra days at the hotel in the water slide! Yay!"
Jeez.
So, but that's awesome, man. All right, so then this is another group of fellas with a finely trimmed bearded dude in the middle.
So do you know Living Hero? He's a streamer / friend we've gamed with before.
Yes.
Yes. So, whenever I'll tell the story of these dudes.
Okay.
I used to LFG everything in D1. I never really had like a team to do anything with.
Sure.
So one night it was 3 a.m. I was LFGing Wrath of the Machine, got into a team. It was these boys. So that's from left to right. There's JJ. He's Pick'em a Wedgie is his name. Bravo or Snoop Dogg. You've probably seen.
Oh, I know. Snoop Dogg. Yeah, I've seen him
that's
around.
Him.
Yeah.
That's him with the beard. And then Living Hero. And then
Living Hero's very tall.
Then Conrad, which is FaZe. So these dudes I played Destiny 1 with. Like we just connected, and they all live in California. So like it was like 3 a.m. for me, but it wasn't that late for them. We beat the raid, and then we all added each other, and I just started playing Destiny with them because it worked out. Because I would start playing at like midnight, which is only like 9 for them. So we played Destiny 1 all the way to Destiny 2. This was my first ever raid team. It was us 5 plus 1. I can't remember who the other person was. He just wasn't at
super
this.
Cool.
And when me and Allie took that trip out west, we all met up in San Francisco because that's near where they live. So
that's awesome.
It was just like a really good example of playing games with people and then actually getting to meet them in real life and have dinner and talk. So
one day
it's really special, honestly. So
that's really cool.
It's gonna happen with me and you. We'll have a picture like this soon. That's right. But yeah, I was so pumped because like I just gamed with them all the time. So
that's lit. This must be church, right? I'm assuming this is church.
The next one is just to represent my job at the church.
Sure.
I'm the creative director there. I'm in charge of like live stream video, the way videos look, the way stuff looks in the building, all that kind of stuff. So this was like whenever COVID actually happened, we were in a movie theater before. The movie theater closed, so they kicked us out. we were like renting a little office that we had. So this is us live streaming out of an office. So I'm just like in this little corner of a room.
Yeah, because that's like blinds on a windows right there. Okay.
Yeah, so like the pastor in the shot is in the very front room, which was a set we built. And then if you see the little lights in the other two shots, that was like a worship room separate. So we had like all these cameras and spots. I live streamed our church in a little office for that for like 5 months. It was terrible, but
you know what? You got to do what you got to do to get by, right?
So I live switch every Sunday. We have 5 camera angles, and I do a full live switching experience. It's pretty sweet. If you ever get a chance to watch it on a Sunday, it's a pretty cool experience. But we're a little bit extra with the way it looks because I'm very particular about it looking special. But
nothing wrong with that. It's what you do, right? It's what you know.
It's what I do.
It's what your passion is.
We do. And I have a very, very big mentality on like, and I don't mean to keep going into like the spiritual talk here of this stuff.
I think that's great.
I literally am working. I like to think like I'm a Christian. I'm a believer. I have the creator of the universe on my side. I should be creating the coolest thing. Like there's no reason that I should be creating. Like I feel like churches create. It's always been like it's just a church. Like it doesn't have to be that cool. It doesn't have to be that creative. But it's the creator of the universe, like the ultimate creator, has our back in this kind of stuff. So essentially, we should be able to create some of the coolest things.
I think that's a tremendous, literally walking out in real life, and everything that you do it as if you're doing it for the Lord, right? So.
Yeah, so I kind of have that mentality, and it helps. I just want like someone that doesn't believe in Jesus to come watch our stream and be like, wow, this looks really nice. It sounds really nice. This isn't just some church that's like has some kid doing this. Like they're putting effort into making this look good so that I want to be a part of this. So that's just kind of how we've always kind of went around, which there's no bad, like I don't think it's bad when some people just don't have the resources to make it look cool.
Not everybody can
they're
have
trying their
Luke.
best. No, like I'm just lucky to have my team and the people around us to make it cool. But yeah, that's what that picture is about.
I think that's awesome, man. All right, so like we went mega long, but I'm not.
Sorry, I don't know how long this usually is.
It's usually an hour, but like I'm not upset or hurt by it at all because like I said, I was really looking forward to this, and I figured we are going to chat a lot, and we're going to keep playing the game for a little while. But we'll probably I always do like a post quote unquote interview like wind down activity. So like for those of you who are here, you can stick around, and we'll get back to interacting with the stream and stuff. Got a lot of people to address and things, but
yeah.
Before we close out the quote unquote Aki and Friends bit, I want you to take a moment and tell everybody like where they can find you, where they should be following you, where you want to connect with people, whether that's Twitter, Instagram, whatever you want to plug right here. Here's your chance to plug yourself.
Heck yeah. Sweet. So right now I'm on a weird stream break-ish thing, but you can find me on Twitter and Twitch and YouTube. If you search @TheBeardedLuke on Twitter,
because he doesn't have Bearded Luke, so it's Bearded Luke on Twitter.
TheBeardedLuke. I can't get the Bearded Luke, the regular one, because the guy won't give it to me. But TheBeardedLuke on Twitter. I do interact with people a lot on there. That's like my place to hang out when I can't stream. And then you can follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/BeardedLuke. I stream a lot of Destiny, a lot of Pokemon openings. It's kind of going to switch more into like a variety-ish kind of thing as time goes. We'll see. I really don't know where I'm going with it. So I'll just
one big thing honest. I do want to talk about, and now you clarify this for me. So a caveat I've always given folks is that like you're family friendly, but the people you play with aren't necessarily as family friendly. And we talked about this a little while ago, but you're going to be like completely family friendly going forward, right?
Yeah, I'm going to move into the family friendly route just because I feel like that's what I wanted to do originally. I just felt bad telling my friends to not like cuss and stuff. So now that I have the technology to still have them talk, but my stream just can't. Well, like now I can mute them to the stream, and I can still talk to them, and then be like, you guys can say whatever you want, and no one can hear you. That's gonna make it easier because I've always wanted to reach a different kind of audience. So like my thing is I still want to reach like anyone. It doesn't matter if they're like broken or unbroken or whatever. I don't care what they are. I want to hit that family friendly route because I kind of originally wanted that.
That's kind of always been like my vision for the channel too, right? Is like on the Aki After Dark nights, you can kind of let some things slide. You try to skew like PG-13 kind of thing, but at the end of the day, because you want people to be able to come in and feel comfortable and build those relationships because it's important. Life is tough and you shouldn't do it by yourself. And one thing that I love about Luke is he is another very positive, very encouraging, very true and genuine individual. And so I just wanted to give that brief plug to my audience. If for some reason you haven't felt like going and hanging out in the streams, maybe because of that, that's like no longer going to be like a stumbling block or whatever you want to call it.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, it's already officially changed. Like it's set to not 18 plus anymore. So there's not going to be, there's no swearing. There's no like dirty talk. Like I have to watch it too, because I can get a little bit weird sometimes, but it's going to be a very like welcoming, happy, positive place. Like, where I like genuinely want to talk to people about their lives. You know that we've had some long talks together late at night about life. But the other place is YouTube. So if you search BeardedLuke on YouTube or youtube.com/BeardedLuke, I'm kind of rerouting some of my content there. But right now it's like Pokemon videos, tech videos, reviews. It's probably gonna move more into like, I can't decide, because like I think I'm very good at making, like, I did like a chair review video and I'm very proud of it and it's fun. And that's a video that's like actually getting views still every day.
That's awesome.
Pokemon videos are fun, but I actually don't like making them as much as I used to. I think I'm probably going to slowly phase out of that, because I don't really want to be like a Pokemon thing, because I don't like to get stuck in one thing. I really like filmmaking. I really like technology. I think I'm going to probably wrap that channel around streaming, filmmaking, and technology, because it kind of all matches like, hey, how do I use this camera? Hey, how do I use my white balance? Like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And make it look cool and creative. And I think for the future and for now, a lot of the content I'm going to be releasing is going to be just YouTube. Probably not a lot of Twitch stuff at the moment, just because I don't have a lot of time. I'm just been trying to go to sleep and get like actual rest. And I can pre-produce content very well, because it's what I do for a living. So I'm thinking about put a lot of time and effort into like building a YouTube audience. And then whenever the time comes that we have a house again or live in an RV, or I know like I can stream from like 9 to midnight or something, then we'll move there. But right now, like if you're looking for some like interesting YouTube content, subscribe me on there, because there should be some cool stuff coming. But yeah, that's all my plugs. I mean, we have a podcast also called the Destiny Nerds.
That's right. And that's in that Bearded Luke command, if you can see that right there above a little bit in the chat. And I'll be posting that obviously in the description when we upload this to YouTube, because this will be downloaded, processed, and put on YouTube as well. We'll make sure that we link all of the things. The Destiny Nerds is a super great way if you want to get a little bit more familiar with the Destiny 2 community as a whole. They've had like Clyde on there. Like they've had some like amazing, really awesome individuals. I'm just waiting for you guys to nail that Glad interview, you know? So
I'm probably gonna, I'm gonna be honest. We just talked about the other day. I am gonna be asking him soon. So we'll see what he says.
I love it, man. He's just he's such a cool, genuine dude.
Oh yeah, we have a couple really big guests coming soon that I can't tell you who they are yet, but they're big. So
follow the Destiny Nerds, guys.
Yeah, if you like Destiny, and the cool thing about it is it's not like primarily, some episodes aren't just about Destiny. A lot of what we do right now is we interview creators who are like any size creator. We've been doing a lot of partnered people lately, but just kind of like getting their story, hearing how they kind of like what we're doing right now, like where Aki's asking me questions about stuff. We do that same thing with our guests on there. We're actually gonna have Aki on eventually too. So
well, whenever you want me to get on there, man, I would be truly honored. I think it'd be great.
Can't wait.
Chat with you and Havoc and Maddox, which I love all of their faces. Really great people.
They are great friends. I love having a show with them.
Awesome. All right, brother. Well, thank you so much for taking some time to come and hang out with the Warriors of Light. This has been episode 5 of Aki and Friends. Tune in next month for, well, I got to double check with our guests to make sure that they're still available. So I won't confirm just yet, but we'll see you soon.
If you're a creative and you want to do creative things for a living, do not, I swear, listen. I will say.
I'm listening. You've got my full undivided attention.